morning, guys. Carla here again. I had an interesting time yesterday trying to upload those videos. Um, so many interesting things with YouTube and just the way things were happening. Um, Funny that I would be talking about science today because there were so many yesterday, and those of you who follow me on Snapchat got to see a little bit of it, and um, I even talked about it on the first part of the video where the number synchronicities happened in my car, and so many other things. But just interesting that as I'm explaining what it is that will show you that this is happening to you. It's happening as I'm explaining. So anyway, thought it was kind of funny. Um, Today I'm going to get into what a lot of us call, the signs or things that we start to see that are a reason, to know or associated to being an enlightened person or an awakened person. There's a few different names out there, awakening, the enlightenment. I know in other parts of the world it's addressed as the Kundalini awakening, which is all the same thing. And like I said in the previous video, this isn't something you can miss. If it is looking for you, you will know it. So, let's talk about the signs here. One of the biggest signs that a lot of us relate to is recognizing that the society we live in or the world we live in is artificial. There's a lot of things that are false. There's a lot of, um, fakeness, and you begin to see how superficial it is, how not real it is. And so it makes you feel like you live in a false world, like your daily life is not real, um, which kind of leads to the other signs too. You begin to feel like you don't want to be a part of that anymore. You don't fit in. You try to make yourself, be in this everyday culture, but this feeling inside you, that gut feeling we talked about in the last video, won't let you. You begin to feel like an introvert. You begin to feel like, you get anxiety. You get you feel absent in the moment, and it's a weird feeling to explain because you can be amongst your family, you can be amongst your loved ones, friends, and conversation is flowing and things are, everyone's happy and everyone feels like life is good, and then there you are knowing it's not, knowing that the conversations being talked about are superficial, knowing that the moment you're living in just doesn't feel like a part of you. So you begin to seek purpose. You begin to wonder what it is that you're meant to do here. Why are you on this earth? Um, that was one of the biggest things for me because, I come from a very traditional Mexican background, so for me, it was very almost like pre-written. This is what you do. This is, you work hard, you build yourself a life, you get married, you have a home, you have a family, and life is good, right? And I had done those things, and it didn't sit with me. It didn't connect with me. So I began to seek purpose. I began to seek what the meaning of life was. And, little by little, all of this came about. You begin to spend more time by yourself, kind of like an introvert. You disconnect from everyone, you disconnect from society. The things that motivate society don't move you anymore. You know, the trends and the everyday happenings, the news, the TV shows, you let it all go. You disconnect from it because it it's a false reality. There's no there's no truth behind it. It's such a numb way to live. So you begin to spend more time by yourself. And upon doing so, you begin to learn yourself, and you're dealing with both the good and the bad of everything that crosses your mind. So you begin to feel lost. Feeling lost because you don't know where you're going. You're walking a path of the unknown. You don't know in what direction you're headed and why. You just know that where you're at doesn't it's not fulfilling. There's no settling, like, peace. So you begin to move in the opposite direction, and upon doing so, you're being led by faith, right? This is the one time in life that you truly are living by faith. You find yourself becoming a lot more compassionate and empathetic to others because you begin to realize, you know, or you get in tune with your true self, with your emotions, with feeling. And so when you feel, you become sensitive to other people's feelings. You become, empathetic to the energies around you. So it feels like you're becoming, your true self. It feels like you are becoming authentic. You feel like you're finding your way back home. One of the big ones that we can elaborate on a little later is your third eye opens. So your third eye, which a lot of people point out, it's this area here, a lot of times referred to as your sixth sense. It's activated. You will know it because that's where the weird stuff comes in. That's where, you begin to develop a lot of, like, sensitivity in seeing energy, feeling energy, seeing things that don't seem normal, so you don't like to talk about them. People look at you like, you had a dream of what? you saw what in the sky? This is where that comes from. It kind of goes hand in hand with your pineal gland being activated, and again, it's like your sixth sense. So the sensitivity to energies, the sensitivity to everything in your surroundings is heightened, and when it's activated, you will know it. Upon doing so, you become a lot more aware of things happening cosmically, celestial happenings, or events. You become very in tune with the universe, very in tune with the lunar phases and the, eclipses, and anything that's happening cosmically that is gonna shift the energy that resides within you. Your vibration will change, and you will know it. This is a feeling. So this isn't something that you can miss. You begin to experience psychic abilities, and this is kind of, we can elaborate on this too. Some people have a lot of doubt when it comes to stuff like that because it's a taboo subject, right? But your sensitivity and, your third eye's open, your pineal gland's activated, and now you're seeing things. Now you have visions. Now you feel like you close your eyes, but you're still awake. Well, first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, it's a little weird, but not that weird. Um, it just means that you are in tune with your entire self. You are becoming in tune with the universe, and upon doing so, your abilities to sense these things heighten. So they're called psychic abilities, but everyone has the ability to be in touch with them. So um, you begin to, we just talked about dreams, feel like when you go to sleep, you're not really sleeping. You're in other dimensions. There's such a thing as astral travel. We can talk about that later too. And you don't want to talk about these things because you feel like no one's gonna understand, right? Um, you start to see people for their true selves, and by that I mean you see right through them. Oh, whatever facade it is that people want to portray in front of you, it's like you have this magnifying glass and you're able to see right through it, and you see through the BS of the world. So kind of causes you to get in this place of anxiety, and sometimes you get panic attacks. It's a lot of intense energy and emotions happening all at once because you're not used to doing all this. You're not used to feeling all this. So you begin to seek clarity. Silence a lot of the times equals clarity. Meditation becomes a part of your everyday. And when you start meditating and you begin to feel like there's a sense of peace that comes over you, you begin to be at peace with everything. You no longer fight, the things that are coming your way. You no longer fight or feel the need to force anything. You become very easygoing in the sense that it is what it is, right? And things will come and things will go, and as long as you are okay within, everything around you will be okay too. When you hit this point, or when you reach this level, you realize that, I think a lot of us have heard that comment or phrase, one with the universe. And a lot of people just say it vaguely because they don't really understand what it means, but everything is everything. Literally. So, me sitting here and all these items around me, really, we're all connected. Energy, is everything. So you become sensitive to, the things outside. You become in tune with the animals. You become in tune with the plants. And, a lot of people won't understand what that's like, but these are the definite signs of being an awakened being, because this is what your everyday norm becomes. So I know it was brief. I'm trying to keep the video short because YouTube has a lot of rules. So if you guys have any questions about this, go ahead and feel free. Ask, comment below. We can add another one in a little more depth. Hopefully, as brief as it was helpful. And I'll talk to you guys soon.